Welcome to Ember.js interview questions focusing on convention over configuration. Ember.js is a powerful JavaScript framework that emphasizes opinionated web development. Today, you'll master the fundamentals including routes, controllers, templates, Ember CLI, and the core principles that make Ember unique. Convention over configuration is the foundation that makes Ember development productive and maintainable. Let's dive into the essential concepts that every Ember developer should know for interviews and real-world development. Convention over configuration is a software design paradigm that reduces the number of decisions developers need to make by providing sensible defaults and established patterns. Instead of requiring extensive configuration files, the framework assumes reasonable conventions. Ember's approach enforces consistent project structure, naming conventions, and development patterns to maximize developer productivity and code maintainability. This means less time configuring and more time building features. The framework makes assumptions about how your application should be structured, reducing boilerplate code and increasing development speed. Routes in Ember are responsible for URL-driven application state management. They map specific URLs to application states and handle data loading for your templates. Routes define the structure of your application and determine what content displays when users navigate to different URLs. The router.map function in the router.js file defines all available routes in your application. Each route corresponds to a specific URL pattern. For example, the post's route maps to /posts, while the post route with a dynamic segment maps to /posts, / followed by a post_ID parameter. Route handlers contain the logic for loading data and managing application state. The most important method in a route is the model hook. The model hook loads data for your route and returns it to the template. In this example, the post's route uses the model hook to fetch all posts from the data store using this .store.findAll method with the post model name. The data returned from the model hook becomes available in the corresponding template and controller. Route handlers also manage loading states, error handling, and can perform actions before and after route transitions. Controllers act as a bridge between routes and templates, decorating the model with display logic and handling user interactions. They are objects that receive the model from the route and can add computed properties, actions, and other presentation logic. Controllers handle user interactions through actions, manage computed properties for dynamic data transformation, and provide template data decoration. They process events from templates and can maintain component state. Controllers are singleton objects that persist across route transitions, making them ideal for maintaining user interface state and handling complex user interactions that don't belong in components. Here's a practical example of a post's controller handling search functionality. The controller defines a search term property initialized as an empty string. The filtered post's computed property depends on both the model and search term properties. When either of these properties changes, the computed property recalculates automatically. The computed property filters the model array, returning only posts whose titles include the current search term. This demonstrates how controllers can transform and filter data from routes before presenting it to templates. Computed properties are reactive, automatically updating when their dependent properties change. Ember templates are HTML-based files that use Handlebars syntax for dynamic content rendering and data binding. Templates provide declarative syntax for building user interfaces, two-way data binding for automatic synchronization between data and display, and helper functions for common operations. Handlebars is a logical-less templating engine that provides expressions using double curly brace syntax, built-in helpers for common tasks, and block expressions for conditional rendering and loops. Templates automatically update when underlying data changes, providing reactive user interfaces without manual DOM manipulation. This post's template demonstrates Handlebars syntax in action. The template starts with an H1 heading containing static text. The each block helper iterates over the model array, creating a local variable called post for each iteration. Inside the loop, individual post properties are accessed using double curly brace expressions. The post.title and post.excerpt expressions render dynamic content from each post object. The each block automatically handles empty arrays and updates when the model changes. This pattern is fundamental to displaying collections of data in Ember applications. Ember CLI is the official command line interface and tooling for Ember.js applications. It provides scaffolding for rapid development, a complete build pipeline for asset compilation, and an integrated development server. Key features include project generation for creating new applications, code scaffolding for generating routes, controllers, and components, asset compilation with automatic optimization, a comprehensive testing framework, and a rich add-on ecosystem for extending functionality. Ember CLI enforces best practices and conventions, ensuring consistent project structure across all Ember applications. These essential Ember CLI commands form the foundation of the development workflow. Ember new followed by an application name creates a complete new Ember application with proper directory structure and dependencies. Ember generate route creates a new route file along with corresponding template and test files. Ember generate controller creates a controller file with the proper naming convention and boilerplate code. Ember Serve starts the development server with live reload capability, allowing you to see changes immediately in the browser. These commands demonstrate how Ember CLI automates repetitive tasks and maintains consistent code organization throughout your project.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit CodeLucky.com for more such useful content.